Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Kassandra and I'm going to guide you through this Pisces yoga flow. This is the final practice in the zodiac yoga series. Pisces is a mutable water sign, and like I mentioned, it's the last one of the zodiac. And with this comes the association with the power of the in-between, and Pisces is really thought about as like the power of the threshold. So even though it's all the way at the end of the zodiac, the ending also holds space for a new beginning. And this is very much the energy of Pisces. This idea that we can hold the power, the duality of both, of two things, so death as well as birth, consciousness as well as unconsciousness or the subconscious mind in another way, fantasy and reality, and even the physical versus the abstract or the ethereal. So really navigating this in-between space. And I talked about, fantasy versus reality. Sometimes Pisces might be in need of a little bit more grounding, a little bit more of reality-based practices, just because there can be such a strong pull towards intuition, towards connection to a highest self. There's a great power for spirituality, a great sense of compassion for others, and they really are going to feel so deeply. So a very empathetic sign. And like I mentioned, this is a water sign. Often water is associated with the subconscious, like thematically, that's how we would think of the water being representations of maybe the shadow self or the subconscious mind. So Pisces is really living within that realm. This is going to be a practice that's going to tap into the third eye ajna chakra, which relates to your intuition, your imagination, very Pisces related, and also the crown chakra. So the crown is really associated with spirituality, connection to your highest self, connection to something greater. Again, a very Pisces trait. The archetype for Pisces is the mystic. So really the qualities that we're working with here is compassion, empathy, the ability to feel very deeply, and also this power of the in-between, being able to navigate the ending and the new beginning, and this ability to trust our intuition and to foster a connection to our own spirituality. So no props will be used for this practice, and we're going to start in child's pose. This is going to be an intermediate level flow. I'll give you the 3 affirmations we'll be working with for Pisces in this class. I embrace all of my emotions. My highest self guides me. And I am adaptable and creative. So this is really what we're going to be tapping into with this flow. Let's begin in child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And I really want to emphasize this connection with the third eye to the ground. So see if you can bring your forehead down to the mat as you stretch your arms out in front of you and melt the shoulders down. So connecting third eye. I embrace all of my emotions. My highest self guides me. I am adaptable and creative. Take 3 deep breaths here in the pose. Really asking yourself how you connect with this energy of Pisces, with the archetype of the mystic, with the power of the in-between or the transition. And we'll lift ourselves up into a tabletop pose. We'll do a variation of cat and cow that focuses a little bit more on feeling and intuition. So I don't want you to overthink this one. We're going to trace circles with the shoulders, the hips, and the head. So almost like cat and cow because we are doing spinal flexion and extension, but at the same time, you're doing this in a more circular way, So don't worry about whether or not you're doing this the right or wrong way. Really go with the feeling of the movement, breathing in and out through your nose. And you can close your eyes if you'd like, reverse the circles in the other direction. So I almost think I'm painting a circle with my tailbone, and at the same time painting a circle with that third eye. Take about one more here. And coming back through to center, let's find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. Push into your fingertips and knuckles as you lift your hips back. And the emphasis here is to really relax our head, relax the neck. So let your head dangle, making this a bit more of like an inversion where we're focusing on allowing the blood flow to go towards that third eye and go towards the crown. So whatever you need to do with your legs, you can bend your knees as much as is appropriate and feels good for your low back and for your hamstrings. And let's take 3 cleansing breaths. So we'll inhale through the nose and a big sigh out the mouth to release. So inhale. 2 more. Last one. Walk your hands to the back of the mat for your ragdoll fold. So staying in this inversion where we have our head lower than our hearts, you can widen your feet towards the edges of the mat, bend your knees as much as you'd like. Maybe hold on to your elbows and your upper arms as you sway from side to side. Pisces being compassionate, being able to feel deeply, and to really just go deep in a multitude of ways. So maybe to go deep below the levels of consciousness, this ability to do shadow work, to turn towards the parts of ourselves that we don't necessarily recognize, honor, or value. And the power of Pisces to hold space. Release your hands down to the mat. You're going to bend your knees again and walk yourself forward. We're just going to lower down onto our bellies. So you can walk forward like in a little plank pose before lowering all the way down. And to make that connection again with the third eye, I'm going to bring one hand over the other, and I'm going to bring my forehead down on the palms. My feet are mat width distance apart, feet are parallel. And as you inhale, keep your upper body grounded on the floor with the third eye pressing down, and see if you can lift the legs up. Really stretch at the back of the knees. Exhale to lower down. Twice more like this. Inhale, point through your toes, lift the legs up. Exhale. Lower back down. Last one, inhale. Your legs are straight, squeeze and lift. And release. Bring your arms out to the sides. Let's do 3 little baby cobras. So this time the feet stay grounded. Inhale, upper body lifts and lowers. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale, squeeze and lift. And release. You can stretch your arms back behind you. Let's do full Shalambhasana, your locust pose. So the legs and the upper body lift this time. Reach the crown of your head forward. Roll the head of the arm bones back so shoulders lift away from the floor. And Balasana, child's pose. Do an easy child's pose, so keep your knees together, arms back, and once more rest third eye down to the mat. Transitioning into our rabbit pose, grab a hold of your heels, lift your hips off of your heels, and roll to the crown. Stretch alongside the back. I embrace all of my emotions. My highest self guides me. I am adaptable and creative. Let's release downward facing dog and we'll come into our flow. So stretching out long in your down dog, let's reach our right leg up towards the sky, bend your right knee, open up your hip, and we'll come into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. So right foot steps to the top of the mat, back heel spins parallel to the shorter edge of your mat as you lift on up, reaching your arms out. So we're grounding down. And to again bring this connection to third eye and crown, we're going to interlace our hands behind the lower back, roll your shoulders away, humble warrior. You're going to dive to the inside of that front thigh. Keep your hips low as you reach the knuckles up and over. So this is like diving deep into the waters while staying very grounded and stable. So again, we're finding that balance between fantasy and reality, the physical and the ethereal. And stay low to the mat. Just let your hands come down to the floor for support. And facing towards the top of the mat, we'll come into our half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. So your back knee can come down to the floor and just stretch out through that right leg as you fold. And you might need to readjust your stance a little bit here. And I'm going to let my spine naturally round for this one because, again, I'm trying to encourage my neck to relax, my head to be heavy. I'm not here for too long. And now go ahead and lift your upper body back up. Keep your legs as they are. You might be more stable by planting that right foot down and pointing through your toes. From here, see if you're able to start sliding your left hand down your left leg. Right arm starts to extend up. So it's almost like half a camel pose, but with your right leg straight. So big expansion through your heart. And slowly lift yourself all the way back up. Let's take our flow. So we'll meet in our plank pose. And lowering down, exhale. Bhujangasana Cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths again here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale. Last one. Warrior 2. Left leg rises. Bend your left knee. Open up your hip. And step that left foot forward. Virabhadrasana 2. So really grounded and stable through the base. So through all 4 corners of both feet, you're squeezing your left knee open, reaching out long. And we'll interlace our hands the more unusual way. So get your other thumb on top. Try to lift the knuckles off of your tailbone before you dive down to the inside of that left thigh, reaching your knuckles up and over. Lift your shoulders away from your ears. One more big breath in the pose. Stay low to the ground and just bring your hands down for support to help you balance as you lift the back heel off the mat and drop your right knee to the floor. Straighten that left leg so that you can find that half splits. Ardha Hanumanasana. And I'm letting my spine round. You can lift your upper body back up. So I'm going to flatten my left foot. This makes it a lot more stable through the base. I'm going to slide my right hand down my right thigh, reaching my left arm up and over, finding a little back bend. If you can't breathe, you've gone too far into this one. And let's slowly lift ourselves back up into your flow plank pose. Maybe chaturanga this time as you hover halfway, or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, your upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's bring our knees down to the mat. Find Balasana again. Send your hips back towards your heels. Forehead grounds down to the mat. Connecting with that third eye space. So how do you best connect to the sign of Pisces? Maybe through compassion and empathy for others. Maybe through your ability to really feel emotions deeply. Maybe through mysticism and spirituality, through a strong intuition. And let's come up and just take a seat. We're going to close with a few rounds, 5 rounds of alternate nostril breath, Nadi Shodhana. This is meant to be a pranayama practice that really clears the pranic channels, so Ida and Pingala, the lunar, the solar. So again, we're really working with this energy of the in-between, the energy of polarity and transition, and weaving the two together. This is also a pranayama technique that really activates through third eye and crown, and one that can also really help to clear the mind. So you can take Nasagra Mudra, which just means you're going to bring your index and middle finger to lightly rest over the third eye. Sometimes this mudra is taught with the fingers curled in, but when we do alternate nostril breath, I bring the hands or just the fingers just to rest in the brow at this third eye space. We're going to seal off the right nostril, and we're going to always begin on the left. So you always inhale through the left, exhale through the right, then inhale through the right, exhale through the left, and that would be 1 round, and we're going to do it 5 times. So go ahead and place index and middle finger at the brow point. Exhale fully. Seal off your right nostril. Inhale left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Block the left. Exhale right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 more rounds at your own pace. I have 2 rounds left. Last cycle. And come back to a natural breath rhythm. Hands on your knees, sitting up tall. And breathing in and out through your nose. One last time, repeating these Pisces affirmations. I embrace all of my emotions. My highest self guides me. I am adaptable and creative. Let's join our hands together at the heart. Inhale to chant Om one time. Breathe in. Thank you so very much, everyone, for doing this last zodiac flow with me. Thank you for practicing if you've done this entire series. If you've missed some of them, I'll be sure to link the whole playlist. I hope you enjoyed this watery Pisces flow. Do leave me a comment before you go. Please subscribe, and hopefully we will practice again together very soon.